miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another Long Island Blues Warehouse. Mark Klein hanging out with you. Tonight, we are talking to a world-class vocalist with a 4+ octave vocal range. This raspy-voiced recording artist has performed in locations such as Buckingham Palace and Abbey Road Studios, to Asbury Park's infamous Stone Pony, to New York City's Carnegie Hall, just to name a few. On the stage with us right now, this week's featured artist, Jersey boy, Danny Nova.
Shake that body, baby, but shake that body good. Do what you do. Show that body, baby, show that body good. Do what you do. 'Cause you look so fine, you feel so fine, with my lips all over y'all. And if you don't mind, if you be so kind, I'd like to be one with you. And I love you more than I love myself. I really do. And I spend my time dreaming of only, you. 'Cause you know what you do. Work that body, baby, work that body good. Do what you do. Slip that body, baby, slide that body good. Do what you do. 'Cause you feel so fine when you slip in time. I love to make love to you. You're so kind. You just blow my mind. No one can compare to you. And I love you more than I love myself. I really do. And I spend my time dreaming of only you. 'Cause you know what you do, say.
How many octaves did I say earlier? Lord have mercy. This week's featured artist, Danny Nova. Danny, nicely done, my man. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
It's great to be here.
I want to start with you regards to some history. Let's talk about, first and foremost, that amazing vocal you bring to the table. When did you start? How old were you when you decided a musician was something you were going to be?
I was
Did
about
you start young?
I was about 7 years old.
You singing first, playing guitar?
Guitar.
You started with guitar.
Yeah.
What was the influence?
Jazz.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
At
So
the time, jazz,
jazz,
blues.
is playing in the house at the time at
Yeah,
age 7?
My mother was a jazz singer. She was Debbie Lane. She used to sing what was at the time the Four Lovers. They became the Four Seasons. So she was the special guest, steady special guest singer with Frankie Valli. So
Really?
yeah.
That's some interesting history. So you're listening to this type of music in the house at age 7. When did you decide to first pick up a guitar and give it a shot and see that this was going to be something you were going to grow into?
Well, I think I was begging for a guitar at 4.
Okay.
So there's 3 years of begging.
And it finally happens at age 7.
Yeah.
Now, are there any musicians that play instruments in your house at this age?
No, just me.
Just you.
I had an older sister, and have an older sister, but she wasn't interested in playing any instruments.
All right. So
she
you taking
she dabbled with piano.
you taking guitar lessons at age 7?
Yeah.
All right. And did you stick it out at that early age, or did you put it down and you wanted to be out playing with the friends and you came back to it later, or did you stick it out?
The playing with the friends came at about 12 or 13.
You grew into the passion early with guitar.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
Singing
talk.
at 9.
Say that again.
Singing at 9.
You were singing in the house or out to some form of public?
We were living in a town in South Orange, New Jersey, and the choir master for our church at the time was the choir master for Juilliard.
Okay.
So at the time, I didn't know what Juilliard was, and really, quite frankly, I didn't care.
Didn't care, sure.
But I was 9 years old, and I went to choir. Mom sort of said, you got to go to choir. So Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sunday mornings. And he whipped us. Not physically, but he whipped us into shape.
I'll tell you what, listening to some of the octaves you hit, some of the high notes you hit in this last song, it's reminded me of that movie with Mark Wahlberg, the heavy metal movie, where you know what I'm talking about? What's the damn movie? Somebody help me out here. Rockstar.
Rockstar? Oh, yeah.
And he's in church with his girlfriend, singing, church hymns and what have you, and
Yeah.
he's hitting some of those high notes, blowing away the congregation, I guess you can say, and just you fall into that category beautifully, my man.
Thank you.
Coming out of the gate strong, my man. I got to begin by saying,
Good.
We're about live tunes. I say we get into another one. We'll come back and chat some more. Continue the Danny Nova journey. What are we going to do next, my man?
This is a song called Lady Blue. It's off of my recent release.
You good to
Crushing
go?
the Stone. Yep, ready to go.
Once again on the Blues Warehouse, we are going to keep it moving with Danny Nova.
She's hot, she's cool, she breaks all the rules. She's my lady blue. Long hair, eyes blue, she shoots for the moon. She's nobody's fool. Lady Blue. watch her kick off the shoe. She's my lady blue. She breaks all the rules. She's my lady blue. She knows what to do.
Hi, this is Amy from New Hyde Park, New York, and you're listening to the Long Island Blues Warehouse.
You are a special lady. Your warmth is a fire blazing. Stop the world. Stop the world. I know that I never told you how much that I really love you. Stop the world. Stop the world. 'Cause these are words I need to say. They are my roses that I bring you today. Every day. Stop the world. Stop the world. Stop the world. Hey, yeah, yeah. Your smile is overwhelming, so bright and so compelling. Stop the world. Ooh, stop the world. Your patience is never ending in a world that seems so demanding. Stop the world. Ooh, stop the world. Now I am feeling great today, 'cause you're my lady. And I have to say it today, every day. Stop the world. Stop the world. Stop the world. Hey, yeah, yeah. I know what it is to love you. You made it so easy to love you. Stop the world. Oh, stop the world. Stop the world. Stop the world. Stop the world. Yeah, yeah. Stop the world. Hey, yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. This week's featured artist, Jersey Boy, Danny Nova. Nicely done, Danny. Love that tune. It's on the new CD.
Yes.
It's on the new CD. Love it, love it. Let's pick up where we left off. I wanted to pick up with junior high and high school days with you musically. Were you a solo guy? Were you playing with other musicians? What were you doing musically back in those days?
Junior high?
Yeah, let's talk about junior high.
Let's see. I think I did it was my first paid gig. I was 12.
Really?
We made $100. We were hired, my band.
What was the gig?
American Dream was our band, and we were hired for the centennial of our town, which was in South Orange, New Jersey. So it was very exciting. We were like on this big stage. It was 10 feet high, literally 10 feet high. I was like, wow, maybe 8 feet, whatever. But it was very exciting because there were thousands of people there, and we probably played for about an hour, and we were doing things like Jimi Hendrix stuff, and it was really cool. Just covers. We weren't writing music at the time.
Okay. How long did that project last?
Probably about a year or two.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let's jump into high school. What were you doing in high school musically?
Well, I
Different project with different musicians.
This is when I started to get involved with
Songwriting?
ladies,
With the ladies.
the girls.
Okay, I'm listening. We're listening.
Yeah, that was it.
Good story. Tell it again.
Sports. I was involved in sports. I was involved in.
What'd you play?
What did I play?
Yeah. What kind of
I played football, baseball. I was one of my songs at the end. You'll hear that I used to be a pitcher and a first baseman, and I led the.
Because it was all about the ladies.
Yeah, it was no. Well, that actually the ladies came afterwards. That's why I gave up the sports.
All right. After sports, let's talk about out of high school. I know you got back into music not too far down the road.
I traveled right out of school to Colorado.
Okay.
And I was out there. I thought that something could happen in Colorado. I don't know why, but I just thought a friend of mine called me up and he's like, "Hey, we're living out here in Boulder, and come on out and let's see, the Caribou Ranch is here, and you could come out and do some recordings and everything." So I went out there, but I never made it up to the ranch. So I just kind of took my guitar and went into the mountains and started playing. Then I went to San Francisco. I hitchhiked to San Francisco.
From Colorado.
From Colorado.
At what
Hitchhiked
age?
right
How
to-
old are you at this point?
I was like 18 years old.
Okay.
Hitchhiked, boom. Ended up in San Francisco, outside of San Francisco, about 50 miles east.
Okay.
And nothing much was happening there. And I just headed down to San Diego. Hitched. San Diego. Just like I had a pillowcase filled with clothes. Yeah. How was that?
Sounds like
fun.
sounds like a clip in a movie, man.
I just wanted to be by myself. I wanted to be alone. I didn't want any fancy stuff. I just had a pillowcase, and that's how I traveled. It was really funny.
You kept it simple.
Very simple.
Very
just went
simple.
down to San Diego, met people, and that's where I joined my first professional band called Cathundra. I was 17, 18 years old, and they were 22, 23. They thought I was 21.
Are you fronting this project?
I was fronting it, yeah, for about 2 weeks.
For about 2 weeks.
And then they caught on that I wasn't really 21 years old. I couldn't.
Did it matter at that point? You didn't prove yourself at this point already?
Well, I
It
was
was an ego
I was
thing.
immature.
Okay.
17, 18 years, 22, 23-year-olds, it's a big gap.
I
To
can-
front
yeah.
the band,
I
And
can
we were
understand.
playing in nightclubs, and that was like, no.
All right.
Something
Are you writing tunes back in those days? Are you taking experiences on the road and starting to create some of these beautiful tunes we're hearing?
When I came back to New Jersey, and then I went out again to Wisconsin with a band called Empire, and then that's when it really was professional. So we were touring all over the United States. I lied. I said I was 21 or 22 when we were playing all these nightclubs and venues and concerts, and it was pretty cool. But it was great. I mean, we just traveled from Florida all the way up to Wisconsin to we were based in Wisconsin, out to Salt Lake City, and we were doing 21 nights, 21 in say 30 days, 21 dates in 30 days. That's generally what we did. And we had a box truck, and we kind of jumped around in this old beat up limo. But it was cool. Yeah.
Good
Probably-
story.
It was
Good-
really old.
It makes for some good stories, man.
And we had a great time.
Makes for some good stories.
Maybe.
That old limo didn't break down on the way to gigs and stuff, did it?
No, it didn't actually. No, and it was amazing. We picked it up for like probably $1,000 or $2,000. It was just something that we wanted to do.
Very cool.
It was kind of fun.
We got a lot to do in a short period of time with you, hour one. We're keeping you in here for 2 hours. Those of you checking us out through the video channel, we are doing a whole second hour with Danny a little bit later. But we got time to squeeze in a few more tunes this hour, so let's keep it moving. We'll come back and pick up the Danny Nova journey and learn more cool things that you've done in the past. What are we doing next vocally, Daniel?
Well, since we only have 2 songs left, so is that correct?
No,
we're gonna put a bunch more. Yeah,
we probably like 4 more.
Okay, that's fine. All right, because you said few, and I thought 2. meant
That wasn't
few.
the cue.
Okay,
that wasn't the cue.
Here
I
we go.
apologize. You know, that's my error, my bad. But I'm glad you caught. I'm glad somebody paid attention to me. I never do. What are we doing next?
I'm going to do a song that's a single. It's Lay My Guns Down.
Oh, love it, love it. You good to go? Before you jump into it, I got to say something over here. I'm going to look in this direction and go, once again on the Blues Warehouse, Danny Nova, this week's featured artist, getting ready to perform one of my favorite songs performed by him. Let's do it, Danny Nova.
Friday night, look up to the sky and see you smiling down on me. It's Friday night, what would I do without you in this smiling fantasy? Stay where you are, in my heart, the place you'll always be. Stay where you are, you'll never ever fade away from me. 'Cause I feel love when I dream about you, and I lay my guns down. Yes, I feel the love the way I feel about you, and I lay my guns down. I lay my guns down. Sitting here without you as I drink a cup of tea. It's Friday night, wondering how you're feeling. Are you thinking about me? Well, I'll go where you are, maybe phone your number. Hope you take the call from me. Yes, I'll go where you are, and maybe you'll remember all the things you said to me. 'Cause I feel love when I dream about you, and I lay my guns down. Yes, I feel the love the way I feel about you, and I lay my guns down. Lay my guns down. Ooh, lay my guns down. Lay my guns down. Lay my guns down. Well, I'll go where you are, and maybe phone your number. Well, I'll go where you are, and maybe you'll remember. Well, I'll go where you are, maybe
Danny, the song you just played, my favorite song by you, as far as originals go. Let's talk about how you came about writing some of these great tunes on this CD, starting with the one you just did. How old is this song, Lay My Guns Down? Is it an old tune? Is it relatively new?
It's about 4 years old.
Where'd the idea behind this thing come from?
I was sitting on my back deck, and I was just looking up at the stars, and I was thinking about a specific relationship, and some difficulties in the relationship.
It's always back to the ladies.
Like many relationships. And basically, it's a metaphor. I mean, obviously, you can kind of tell.
Yeah,
and,
sure.
So I just think it's about me, laying down my guns and laying down my defenses and things of that sort that keep me personally from maybe being in a relationship. So
it's a heavy tune, man, and it's a popular one by you. I know that it's a big hit. I know it's a big crowd pleaser when you do your live shows.
Yeah.
And beautifully done, my man. Can we get this thing now? Let me get this CD if we can. Let me show people what this thing is. Where can people get this CD, by the way, Danny?
Well, you can get it on CD Baby is the best place. We used to have it on Best Buy, but something happened there. Don't know what, but it's not there anymore. And then you can get it on iTunes and Amazon. But CD Baby is the physical CD. Yeah.
You do a lot of writing?
Yeah.
It's a commonly asked question. I get a lot of emails. A lot of young musicians, up and comers, late teens, early 20s that check this show out week after week. A lot of the common denominator questions are, how do these artists go about writing tunes? It's different for everybody. Let's talk about this with you for a second. Are you one of those guys that can say on a weekday, I'm going to sit down Saturday and write some tunes, or is it something that has to influence you, that happens in your life? How does it work for you?
Well, the first part you asked me if I could just sit down and do a song and just write. And absolutely not.
Okay.
No.
It's got to be something that happens, or something you see, or something that affects you in your life, I imagine.
It's all natural.
Okay.
Everything that happens is natural. I don't know when it's going to happen. It's like getting a pimple on your face. No kidding. You just don't know.
I hear you.
It comes out.
Stay away from that Clearasil, my man. You don't need it. Metaphorically speaking, of course. Okay, I can appreciate that. Let's talk about that instrument you're holding in your hand, by the way. Very interesting acoustic you're holding. Mm-hmm. What's the name brand on that bad boy?
It's a Takamine.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. It's an Ibanez. No, I'm kidding. It's an Echo.
That's the word I was looking for. That's the word I was looking for. The studio we're in tonight, as you know, Echo Studios. An Italian company, Echo Guitars and Echo Bass. Steve, the owner of this studio, Echo Studios, big Jimi Hendrix fan. I don't know if you know this, but Jimi Hendrix's first guitar ever was an Echo guitar.
Yeah.
This Italian-made guitar. It was they're affordable imports. At least they were back then. Can I assume they still are today?
They are now, as of the last 6 months.
Okay, and you are endorsed by Echo Guitars here in the U.S.
Yeah.
How'd that come about? How'd you get involved with them?
Just right time and right place.
Timing is everything.
Yeah, pretty much. Just,
I mean, did someone from Echo see you at a show? I mean, how'd they learn about you?
Well, what happened was the president of Echo came from Italy, and they were having a dinner function, which I was invited to. It was me, Chris Cafferty from Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Sure.
I mean, I never actually knew of his. I knew a little bit of his music, but it wasn't really involved with that. I guess it's kind of fusion, right? And but I met Chris, and he was a wonderful guy, wonderful person, and we kind of hit it off. And we were there at this function, and we just had dinner, and I grabbed the guitar, and the president of Echo was sitting there with the vice president, and there's about 10 or 15 other people, and I just grabbed one of their guitars. They were showing us their guitars, and I started to play. And I just belted Do What You Do, which was the first song, and they were just like, keep the guitar.
This could work.
They said, keep the guitar.
This could work.
I said, that's yours. So then they took me back to their warehouse after dinner, and they said, we want to show you more guitars. So I went back. And they said, how do you like this? And they put guitars in my hand. And I said, oh, this is nice. They go, it's yours. I said, thank you. And that's how it happened. Then they gave me a bass guitar. Now I have about 18 guitars on my tour bus.
All Echo guitars.
Yeah.
You do events and promote and do different events for Echo.
Yeah.
You're in some.
We do. We'll go around to music stores, and the music store will have a big party, and we'll have the tour bus there, and we set there's a stage sort of setting outside the tour bus. We have a PA system, and we just we'll have other kids come and play that actually are students of the music store, and that's pretty much it. We set it up so that they can have fun. And we sign CDs and we do all that stuff. So
very cool, my man. Very cool. You're also a recipient, by the way, of a Timmy Award for Singer of the Year. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, let's get some more. No, I'm not really into competition, but it just happened that happened.
Another timing issue, I guess you could chalk that up to, huh?
Yeah.
Very cool. You've received 3 honorable mentions for Billboard magazine for recognition of your songwriting skills. That's a pretty cool one.
Yeah, that's nice. Awards are nice. It's okay. I'm not going to say, I'm against everything. But it is what it is. Whatever happens.
Give
happens.
credit where credit's due, my man.
Yeah, it's fine. If they want to throw awards and stuff, fine. No, it's okay. I just don't want anybody else to feel at a loss because I won something. That's why I'm not into competition.
I can appreciate where your heart is with that, but that's not the way to look at that, my man. I mean, you're a hell of a talent. A few perks come your way. Why the hell not? Enjoy them.
Again, I'm not putting anything down. I accept it as it comes, but I'm not going after it.
I got you.
It's not my pursuit.
You're a hell of a talent, my man, and we're digging the hell out of what you're all about, and a great contribution to our show. Let's keep it moving. Let's jump into another tune and do what I'm guessing you like to do best. Maybe second best.
This is a song off. Thanks. This is a song off. Crushing the Stone.
Talk about that a little later.
Yeah.
You good to go?
Yep.
Once again on the Long Island Blues Warehouse, we are going to keep it moving with this week's featured artist. It's Danny Nova.
I was laying in a pool of blood. No one could save me. She drove a spike right through my open heart. I was pushing up daisies. Then you walked across my lonely grave. You chanted up, they thought you were crazy. You grabbed the shovel, you dug me up to try to save me. You tried to save me. You tried to save me. You wiped the dirt off from my soiled face, and then you raised me. You put your hand over my bleeding heart, and then conveyed to me that all the people who had come and gone, you had enough. They all seem so shady. And if I died, you'd forever cry. So you came to save me. You tried to save me. You tried to save me.
Danny Nova, this week's featured artist. Danny, there's a Time Warner reality show, TV show called Musical Poets in Motion. Yeah. You, the concept of this thing, if I'm not mistaken, is to feature musical up-and-comers. You were a favorite on this project, I understand.
Yeah, I was the star for the season, yeah.
How long ago?
I think it was 2006.
Okay.
2007.
Okay. And so you performed on this thing for the season?
Well, what they did was they followed us around with, like I'd say, well, listen, I want to play on a boat in Lake Apacong, and I want to have like 200 boats around with a couple thousand people. So that's what we did. We went out. We would have a caravan of boats going out to the middle of the lake, and we played. We had PA systems set up and everything. Something like that. That's what we would do. We did something down at the Jersey Shore on the boardwalk, walking down the boardwalk with tons of people around us, and we just walked down, and we had the video cameras in front of us as we were just playing songs.
Walking, playing, and singing. Walking,
playing, and singing, and getting up on top of a bench and just playing from there. It was just like a lot of fun stuff that we just wanted to do, just to do it.
Where can we go if we wanted to now to find that footage, to check any of that stuff out?
You could just look at musical Poets in Motion. We also went to London, which was really interesting. That was nice, and went to all the hot spots and played and did.
Let's talk about that. Big Ben.
Yeah, we were in front of Big Ben. We did something in front of Buckingham Palace. We were over at the Cambridge section of London, and it was great. We got a lot of footage. A lot of the footage still hasn't been released, believe it or not. It's one of those things where it's archived, but at some point that footage will come out.
Abbey Road Studios, which I get a kick out of.
We were in Abbey Road. We got a lot of footage in Abbey Road, in front of Abbey Road, and inside, of course, talking to the peeps.
The Beatles store.
We're at the Beatles store. Yeah. How did you know all this? You did some research.
You know what? Yeah, I'm looking at you and I'm just figuring it out. How else would I know this stuff?
How did you know I was at the Beatles store? We were in there like, oh, what's this? This is great. Oh, wow. Signed Paul McCartney, John Lennon. Oh, yeah.
Pretty cool, man. Pretty cool.
Really cool.
Tower Bridge, Camden Town Bridge, or a few other locations when you were over there.
Tower Bridge is great.
Pretty cool, man.
We actually met, I think it was at Tower Bridge, the mayor's personal assistant came up to us and was like, what's going on? And we're like, well, we're just shooting. She's like, yeah, great. So she gave us her card and said, you want, the gold key to the city sometime when you come back, let us know. And it was really cool. I lost the card.
All right. Have Claire make some phone calls, get you another one.
Yeah, we'll just have to do that.
We wanted to get a quick hello into Claire. Is it Fiden? Am I saying her last name right?
Yeah.
Claire Fiden?
Sort of, yeah.
Works with the band a little bit and
she's got a bunch of different names.
All right. Well, I'm going to call her Claire Fiden, and I'm sorry that she couldn't make it down here tonight to hang out with us. But hello to you, Claire, and we thank. It's because of Claire I was able to get you boys in here to do this tonight, and I thank her so much for that. But we're not ready to do our goodbyes. We got time to squeeze a couple more tunes in, so I say we keep it moving, Danny. Let's take it.
Do you want us to do 2 more tunes? Is that what you're saying?
Now I'm at the point where I think we have time for 2 more hour one. Then we're locking the doors and windows, keeping you people in here for another hour of audio, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Let's do another one. We'll do our goodbyes, and then you boys will play us out. What are we doing next?
This is off Crushing the Stone, and it's called "Turns Me On," and we think that this will be like one of the singles when things start popping for us. So Lay My Guns Down was first, and this would probably be the second one, and maybe Stop the World would be the third.
Looking forward to it.
Okay, this is like our crossover. We can play this down south and be below the Bible Belt, and people kind of like this one.
You good to go?
Yeah, we're good.
Here we go. Once again, this week's featured artist, Danny Nova.
My friend Mike's coming over here tonight. Oh yeah, my friend Mike's coming over here tonight. And my girl Laura's upstairs. She's combing her hair. I wonder what she's doing tonight. 'Cause every time I think of her, I want to write a song. Every time I think of her, she turns me on. Now writing songs is cool. Sometimes I break them old rules. And playing this guitar, now I might not get far, but Laura likes when I sing her tunes. 'Cause every time I think of her, I want to write a song. And every time she looks my way, she turns me on. Yeah, 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 yeah. Want to step up to the mic? Yeah, 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 yeah. That's Tony. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Now my friend Mike's here tonight. Laura took off. I guess that's life. She didn't know that I really cared. She didn't know that I'd be there. But every time I think of her, I want to write a song. 'Cause every time she looked my way, she turned me on. Turned me on. She really turned me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Turned me on. Yeah, 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 yeah. Turned me on. Yeah, 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 yeah. She really turned me on.
Oh, yeah. This week's featured artist, Danny Nova. Nicely done, Danny. What's next for Danny Nova? What's the next project you're going to be working on? Touring, back in the studio, writing some new tunes? What's the next project for you?
Working on, right now we're just working on putting the songs together for the next album. This next song is one of those songs. It's called Antidote, which I'm going to do. There's going to be 11 songs. We feel that the album's really strong. The first song that I did tonight, Do What You Do, will be on that album.
Excellent.
And then, of course, in the second hour, we're going to do a lot of those songs. So.
Please share with us the website so people can follow Danny Nova.
It's DannyNova.com.
Now the people have grabbed a pen because they're searching to write it down. What'd you say?
Danny Nova. It's DANNYNOVA. DannyNova.com.
No weird spellings either. You
No,
spell it correctly.
Yeah, it's not. Our YouTube is our YouTube is Danny Nova Music, but .com or something.
DannyNova.com. And you have upcoming dates and all that good stuff up there? You keep it...
Yeah. We're doing a lot of small dates right now. We're not doing any major touring, anything like that. We're doing a lot of local stuff in New Jersey. We're doing the Meadowlands, by the way. We'll be at Giant Stadium doing the state fair. We'll be in the 3 nights at the state fair.
Very cool.
There's 17 nights, and they I was really surprised they picked us. The first, it was really difficult. Claire was trying to open up the pearly gates there, and she finally got somebody over there to listen, and they said, "Oh, we're all booked up." She says, "No, you actually, it was Marta. Marta's a close friend of ours, and she said, "You have to really listen." And they did, and then they called her back, and they said, "We want them." And then they said the next day, they said, "Actually, we want them for 2 more dates." And I was like, "Oh, cool." So yeah, we're going to be there on June 29th.
Okay.
July 7th, and then July 9th. It's a Saturday. July 9th is a Saturday night. That's going to be the big one.
And if you go to DannyNova.com, as we get closer, people can pick those dates up in the site there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Yep.
Any more Stone Pony gigs coming up in the near future there at Asbury Park?
We don't have anything scheduled, but we're working on something. So you just have to check the website, and it's kind of we're putting something together. It's like a special kind of. Well, I don't want to go into details, but just check the site. Yeah.
Very cool. About 25 years ago, I lived in Asbury Park, right around the corner from the Stone Pony, and I moved in on a Sunday, living in a big house, literally a 30-second walk. Sunday night, about 9 p.m., my 2 roommates take me to the Stone Pony to see the place, have a beer, and who walks in but Springsteen? Less than 50 people in the whole place. And he played for like an hour and a half.
Yep.
And I wasn't a big fan, but there was Springsteen as far as I am to you, with tons of elbow room.
Oh, yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
wild, man.
He's always frequenting the scene. In fact, his percussionist from his first 2 albums plays with us now. His name is Richard Blackwell. Do you remember Richard Blackwell?
I know the name. I know
Percussion.
the name.
And actually, we're talking to Vinny Lopez, the drummer for the first 2 albums, about coming on and just doing some of these little special things with us. Just come on board when we're doing shows and things of that sort. So Matt, you're going to be able to give him the sticks and say, "Hey, Vinny, sign these on me."
We have another local musician here on Long Island named Ozzy Melendez, who plays in a few projects around here. Does a few things with J-Lo and Mark Anthony. He played with Springsteen last year. Ozzy Melendez. So pretty cool. The history on Long Island is very rich, and New Jersey with musicians. And I thank you so much for coming out here and doing this. We got to thank over here on the drum kit, Mr. Matt Lewis. Matt, good to see you. We're going to talk to you hour 2. We got to thank on the bass over there, Mr. Tony Buono. Thank you so much, Tony. And last but certainly not least, we got to thank Mr. Danny Nova, guitar, vocals, and harp. Danny, thank you so much for what you're all about and what you do, and we appreciate it. Great contribution to this week's show, and we're going to keep you in here for a whole nother hour, so we're looking forward to that. Before you play us out, Amy, do you have anything you want to add this hour?
Yes. Please check out Echo Studios at echoproductions.com. They are the official studio of the Long Island Blues Warehouse.
Kick-ass kid. Good job. Good job. Amy, we appreciate that. Someone else that can replace me now for this job. Can you believe it? Was that a mistake getting her up here for this? I don't know. Thank you, Amy. Danny, you're going to play us out. What are we finishing up with?
Antidote.
You good to go?
Yep.
One more time on the Blues Warehouse. Please say goodbye to Danny Nova. Thank you, Danny.
Thank you. Getting over Daddy, he never did care. Getting over Daddy, he never was there. Getting over Grandma, she hollered and frowned. Getting over my grandma for putting us down. Getting over teacher, she pounded my head. Getting over my teacher, I heard she was dead. Need an antidote, antidote. Need an antidote, antidote. Getting over the series I pitched in the rain. Getting over the home run that stole the game.
Getting over my dog, she ran amok. Getting over my dog, she bit the dust. Getting over my friend, I showed him the world. Getting over my friend from stealing my girl. Needing antidote, antidote. Needing antidote, antidote. Billy, he died in a crash. Getting over my friend Billy, we never looked back. Getting over mama, God blessed her heart. Getting over my mama, she done did her part. Getting over sister, not being around. Getting over sister, she's never been found. Needing antidote, antidote. Needing antidote, antidote. Needing antidote, antidote. Needing antidote, antidote. Getting over Johanna, the girl won my heart. Getting over Johanna, she broke it apart. So, I think I need an antidote.